Manchester United back in action. This time it's the League Cup against Rochdale, and I just don't know where Manchester United are going this season. Really, really poor against West Ham at the weekend. So bad. And to be honest, I'm not. I wasn't. I mean, most people weren't even surprised by that. I mean, you can't even get angry by that because, to be quite honest, hardly any of them players in the attacking sense in that Manchester United team are good enough to play for Manchester United. So you can't get angry at these players because they're just not good enough. It's not their fault. They're just limited players. And without two or three players, Manchester United are absolute dog shite. I mean, when we don't have Martial, Pogba, and Mason Greenwood in the starting lineup, Manchester United are absolute dog shit. And them three players have got to be back as soon as possible. And he's got to start starting Mason Greenwood in the starting lineup from the off, because without them three in the team, Manchester United are absolutely toothless going forward. No creativity, no threat on goal, nothing. And I'm hoping some of these players come back into the team for this game so that we can maybe get some confidence up. And if them three are all fit in this game, I'll be confident going into this game that Manchester United maybe can score more than a goal in this game. Because Rochdale, no disrespect to them, have been shite lately. Lost 6-0 to Peterborough. I think they drew the next game and lost to Fleetwood 2-1 at the weekend. I think they're absolutely fucking dog shit at the moment. So I think they're 17th in the league. I don't know anything about their team, so I can't really say anything about their players because I haven't watched any of their games, so I don't know. But Manchester United have really got up their game in this game. If none of them three players come back from injury and we've got to play Jesse Lingard up front, then this could be a real disaster for Manchester United. It could be a game which we get humiliated in, because having to play Jesse Lingard as the striker in this game, I just don't see where the threat is. I mean, his stats of late have been abysmal, and he's not a striker. He really isn't. I mean, Jesus Christ, what have we come to? But I do sympathise with Ollie a little bit, because if you looked at excuse me, any of the other sides bar Man City in the league, okay, this is a different level to Liverpool or someone like that, because Liverpool's front three are streets ahead of Manchester United's front three at this moment in time. We know that. I'm not stupid to know that. But if they had their front three out, they might survive a bit better than Manchester United, but they would still struggle. If Arsenal were without their front three, they would struggle. So I do sympathise a bit, but Ollie should have bought another attacking player, someone else. If he doesn't fancy, from that West Ham game, he didn't fancy bringing Chong on. So if you don't really rate Chong as your next thing after Rashford when Martial and Greenwood are injured, then and you end up turning to Fred and Gomez late on, I mean, then you should have brought someone else in. You really should have done. Someone of a decent quality. I mean, even Llorente would have been a better backup option than Jesse Lingard. I mean, Jesus Christ. That is why I thought it was baffled to see that Chong didn't even come off the substitutes bench, because he's the most attacking player out the ones on the substitutes bench for that game, which does worry me going into this game with his substitutions. I just don't know if there's any thought behind it, if he knows what he's actually doing or not. I don't know, but it is real worrying times for Manchester United. I mean, the youth are getting like 5 minutes in a game where we're playing horseshit and we're struggling. And it's unfair on them to come off, like Gomez coming on for 9 minutes at that game against West Ham when Manchester United are playing dog shit. That's not what you want. You want him to be coming on when we're 2-3 up. We're easing with confidence. We've got 15-20 minutes to go. You give him that time and he comes on and can create something, and all the other players are confident, and he may even grab himself a goal or an assist. But when you're like that, but I do hope that some of these players, these younger players, are given the opportunity in this game, because we're probably, let's be honest, we're not going to win the League Cup this year. So how I would line up for this game, obviously Romero would be in goal. I would go for the same back four as we put out against Astana. Delo, obviously playing Rojo and Jones and Tuanzebe. I think that is fine against Rochdale. It should be anyway. Midfield is going to be a bit of a conundrum. I personally want to see Garner given a chance, because, I mean, Matic has played the last couple of games. It isn't the future for Manchester United, and what's the point in playing two defensive midfielders against blooming West Ham anyway? I mean, there's no creativity at all. But give Matic the night off. Give McTominay the night off. Play Garner. play Fred and Pogba. That would be my midfield three. I mean, sorry, Gomez, not Pogba. Pogba may be back on the bench, but Fred and Gomez in there. And if Pogba is back, then have him on the substitutes bench and maybe bring him on 15, 20 minutes to go just to give him a run out for that Arsenal game. That's what I'll go for anyway. But he may choose to, if Pogba is fit, he did say he's been training, he may choose to start him. I think he probably will go for Fred, Pogba and Gomez, but I would go for Ghana because I just want to see him get some game time, to be honest. I really do. And Manchester United are going to win this anyway, but we need I mean, obviously Pogba coming back would be great if he could get half an hour in the second half if Manchester United are struggling to break this team down. The front three is going to be interesting though. I personally can't see him going with any other options other than obviously Greenwood and Chong, if Greenwood is well enough to play, and Martial if he's fit, because I don't see any other real options. I mean, you're going to have to play James again, Lingard or Mata or Pereira, and none of them players are doing anything. I mean, James has done something this season, but the other three just haven't done fuck all. I mean, Pereira's just not done. He's just not a goal threat for Manchester United going forward. Mata isn't doing much at all, and Lingard has been absolutely horseshit as well. So, I mean, if Paul Pogba and Martial are fully fit to play this game, then yeah, you can start them both in this game and bring them off after 60 minutes if Manchester United are winning comfortably. But the likelihood is Manchester United are going to struggle in this game again, struggle to break them down. But obviously, it would be exciting to see Mason Greenwood get another start in the Manchester United shirt, because quite frankly, with Rashford out probably for at least a month, we're going to need someone to play in the Manchester United team. And if Mason Greenwood can take his chance, he could keep his place in the team, to be honest, because I think he's definitely streets ahead at this moment in time of Pereira. I do. I think he's better than Mata and Lingard all at this moment in time. Maybe James is ahead of him because James has started the season very well. But I don't see why he can't surpass any of them players and Rashford this season, and even Martial if he carries on the way he's scoring. Greenwood, I mean, he's not even 18 yet, but who gives a fuck? If you're good enough, to me, you're old enough. I mean, Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen were both in the first teams at Everton and Liverpool when they were 17, 18, and I mean, it didn't do them any harm in terms of scoring goals. I know Michael Owen got a lot of injuries, but I don't think that was due to him playing a lot at that age. I mean, you see the likes of Messi, Ronaldo, all playing at very young ages, and they're still playing in their 30s. Wayne Rooney's still playing in his 30s. So just give the guy some game time. I mean, he's going to score goals, and it can only be positive for Manchester United. If he does start scoring goals, then it really will, a lot of goals that is, then it really will bring some positivity to Manchester United. But I'm excited to see how Gomez can get on again in this game. Hopefully Manchester United can be winning going into the second half in this game, and Gomez could maybe get 90 minutes because he had to get he got hoofed off in that game against Astana along with Chong. Chong didn't have his best game that day, but to be honest, it is a bit of a shame when you've got young players like that you couldn't really give them the full game. You had to bring some more experienced players on to try and get you that goal against Astana, which was a shame because you would expect Manchester United to put them away, and then hopefully the ease the confidence going into the second half, the other team tire, and then the likes of Gomez and Chong can do their thing, have a real go, because I think Gomez is a real quality player and could be a player for Manchester United, a good quality player for Manchester United this season, given the game time. And I personally would put him ahead of Mata in the pecking order at Manchester United, and Pereira, to be honest, and even Lingard. Him and Greenwood, I'll put ahead of them in the pecking order. I really would. I would like to see him get a lot more game time. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I think Manchester United are probably going to struggle to break this shit. I mean, no disrespect to them, but they aren't a great side, and I think Manchester United are going to struggle to break this team down, but I think Manchester United will get over the line. If Greenwood, Pogba and Martial all do feature in this game and they're all fully fit and they do even all start, then I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 2-0. If they don't, then I think Manchester United might have to just grind out another 1-0. I mean, to be honest, I would take any sort of win. If you offer me 1-0 right now, I would take it, because I don't know the situation on the injuries at this present of recording this. Lingard may have to play the false 9, and that really does frighten me. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.